Well, here's where we wrap up the entire course. After all, this is sales management and we need to deal with managing the sales force. Now, this may have been new material up to now. If not, I hope it's been a valuable refresher, maybe even some helpful tips in building upon your already successful sales career. We're actually spending extra time on the management functions of sales. That's because we're hoping that you'll eventually be in a position to take on such an assignment, or that this may actually be an enhancement to your current career if you happen to be working as a manager. In this unit, we'll take up the hows of leadership skills being applied to sales management. We'll go into the qualities of an effective sales manager, recruiting and hiring salespeople. We'll also study effective orientation and training practices, motivation, compensation plans, and ways of helping you evaluate your sales staff's performance, both as a group and with your individual members. Sales happens to be one of those fields where you actually may not want a promotion into management. That's right. There are people who are doing so well at selling and enjoy it so much that they'd feel hampered both in professional satisfaction and even a loss in earnings. For some, the added responsibility just gets in their way in what they want to do in life. And even for a company, promoting a top seller into management just means that company loses a great salesperson. So the move into sales management is not an easy decision. But for those who do take the job, there's the potential to rise to even higher levels in a company. Maybe even general manager or CEO. Sales is a usual stop on the way to the top, and that's because sales not only deals with the dollars and cents of the business and the revenue-producing end of operations, it's also the preparatory job that deals most directly with working with and understanding people. So let's begin with the leadership aspects of sales management. It's a many-faceted position because it involves things such as recruiting, hiring, training, and overall supervision of the sales team. The successful manager will be a strong leader, and it's important to know that there's a difference between leadership and management. In sales, leadership is how you guide and inspire others to be their best and most effective. You make them see their best qualities in themselves and help them build upon their success. Sales management, on the other hand, is the process end of the profession, the planning, the execution, and controlling factors of the overall sales efforts. Sales managers deal with writing and operating within budgets, recruiting and hiring salespeople, working out compensation plans, and monitoring and assessing the sales force's productivity. As sales manager, you likely work with most, if not all, of your company's department managers. On top of that, and depending on the company, the sales manager may even continue to handle a few individual accounts. There are 4 styles of leadership. Low structure, high consideration, where the leader promotes both group harmony and social needs satisfaction. High structure and high consideration, with the leader looking for a productive balance between accomplishing workplace goals while maintaining a friendly, cohesive work group. The low structure, low consideration leader will take a generally passive role and let events and situations play themselves out. Then there's the high structure, low consideration leader who pays attention to meeting workplace goals and taking a hands-off attitude toward employee personal concerns. Structure falls into several key behaviors with the staff. There's regular planning through meetings, messaging, and even direct discussions. Expectations of goals and actions and how to accomplish them are communicated to the staff. Decisions are prompt and firm with open lines of communication and involvement of the staff in decisions, and regular performance appraisals so that employees know how well they're doing at any given time. Remember from our earlier discussions, however, that too much management can also create problems. Keep anything to a minimum that robs a salesperson's time, energy, and productivity. Overmanagement eventually annoys the staff and becomes extremely inefficient. Consideration is where the manager has deeper relationships with the staff, mutual trust, respect for their ideas, and consideration for their feelings. Regular and effective communication is a high priority item. Each staffer is treated as an individual, with the manager taking a personal interest in everyone. Favoritisms avoided. Good performance is also rewarded soon and often. Look for the things people are doing right and don't be overly absorbed with who's doing what wrong. There's the concept of situational leadership. Find a management style and apply it to the situations that affect members of the staff. Honesty, fairness, telling the truth, and trust, all key in working with sales staffers. The effective manager is also seen as a coach. The manager is consistently looking for ways to deal with employees to help them improve in specific areas. The important aspects here are to help the salesperson see the need to improve performance and to develop the commitment to improve performance. Now, there are 4 steps in effective sales coaching. The first is to document performance problems. The second is to get the salesperson to agree that there is a need to improve in specific areas. Third, explore solutions on how to actually improve. And then fourth, get a commitment from the salesperson to take action. We next move into the recruitment of the sales staff. Now, this can be a difficult job because you never can be sure about how well someone will perform until after that person has been on the job a while. But there are some methods in use now that do help the manager make good hires with a great deal more certainty. There are aptitude tests and better worded and presented interview questions that help sort out the best potential performers. Start out by determining the actual job requirements. Specifically, what the functions will the person be performing. Interview by asking questions that will help determine the skill, knowledge, ability, and behaviors associated with the job. An established job description will also help the manager to match an applicant's background and skills to the position. Candidates can come from several different places. Try to make use of as many sources as possible. There are internal candidates, persons already within the company. College graduates, those who follow up on advertisements, and those from employment agencies, and those who respond to internet announcements and applications. Key qualities to look for in prospective candidates include interest and enthusiasm for the product and the industry, self-motivation, and integrity. Many companies are turning to personality and aptitude testing programs to separate the best candidates from the rest. Testing can bring out a person's self-confidence, personal diplomacy, competitiveness, and other qualities. The test results can count for up to 1/3 of the weight that may be made in the hiring decision, along with interview skills and background checks and reactions to the applicant. Another key management function is orientation training. Teach the new hire the company's history, mission, and core values before he even starts on the job. This will also include compensation plans, benefits, responsibilities, and the company's way of doing business. Next, it's important to start a training program. The text points out that an effective training program can actually result in a 100-to-1 increase in the additional revenues a salesperson will bring in over the cost of training itself. Some companies use online training to reduce costs. The training needs to include knowledge of the product, marketing strategies, information about the territory and market trends. And then there's the attitude toward the company, its products, services, and customers. Then there's the training portion of how to do the job. And we'll take up motivating the sales force in our next video presentation.